have our young people come up. And like I mentioned, we challenged them to have some courageous conversations at home. And if I can have someone remove this podium so we can see these beautiful faces. I sent them home one day. We had a conversation in our youth ministry, and I asked them to go home and just have a conversation with their parents about lies and truths. But I also asked them to go home and say, what are some questions that you wish you can ask teenagers that you haven't asked or maybe afraid to ask? Because you're not sure what their response is going to be. And so they did just that. They went home and asked their parents some questions, and they reported back with those questions. And so what we're going to do is they're going to answer those questions on this morning, okay? Now, keep in mind, if these belong to you, they're speaking on behalf of the youth, okay? So nobody get in trouble when they get home and they give you the truth, all right? We speaking on truth. So they're going to give you their heart's answers, and so I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to answer those questions.
Hi, I'm Ariel.
Hi, I'm Nehemiah.
Hi, I'm Michaela.
All right, so the first question we have for you is in regard to what Michaela just talked about. Why are some teens willing to accept a lie over the truth?
Well, in my mind, I think like a lie is a well-written story. They hide stuff inside the story, and the truth is like it's just straight to the point. Like they want to believe, they don't want to get hurt from the truth, so they will tell the lie.
I think we believe a lie over a truth because it sounds better. Like a truth sounds like really harsh to us, but a lie sounds like something that could comfort us.
I believe that sometimes we accept the truth a lie, because it's easier to accept and it's easier to go along with than accepting what the truth is, because it can be a lot harder to us.
Okay. So the next question to kind of go along with that is, why do some teens get an attitude when receiving constructive criticism? And I know this is a biggie because even when you are told the truth, sometimes you guys take it a different way. And so why do teens get an attitude when receiving constructive criticism?
I guess like we don't want to hear it.
Okay, that's true.
It's just like putting us, like teens feel put down on what the criticism is. So, yeah.
I think that we get attitudes over constructive criticism because we think they're trying to judge us and our personality and what they want us to be.
I think we're stuck in our ways sometimes. If we get something in our head, it's just stuck there, and it's hard to change. So when we get criticism that is the opposite of what we think, we get an attitude just because we don't want to hear it.
Okay, so I had a parent bring this up yesterday. Why do teens tend to listen to their friend's opinion over their parents' opinion? Now, I know, see, parents, they already cheering, and yes, amen. Your parents can say one thing, and then your friends say the same thing, and you don't listen to anything your parents have to say. You rather take your friend's advice, or vice versa. So, answer that question.
Well, with your friends, you tell them about the situation. Mm-hmm. They just gonna laugh at it. You be like, girl, you need to do that. I'm like, I know, but I just don't want to. And then with the parents, it's more strict. They try not to be strict, but how they say it and the way they say it, it's just, just hear it from your friends.
We like to hear it from our friends rather than our parents because sometimes we think our friends are going through more similar situations as us, so we feel like they will have better advice rather than someone who is a little more seasoned.
Good answer. I love it. What about you, Miss McKaylin?
Okay, sometimes we feel like our parents are trying to control us. So when they try to tell us things, we think our friends are just trying to give us advice, and we think our parents are just trying to control the way that we go with our lives instead of trying to be our friends. So sometimes we are looking for a friendship or like friend advice that can help us. And then sometimes we feel like our parents didn't go through the same things that we went through, which most of the time they did, but we don't feel like it, so.
Okay, that's awesome. So, to stay on the topic about your parents, do you feel entitled or do you feel you have to earn some things?
I feel like I have to earn something because the way I was like raised and taught, I was taught to achieve my goals and to work hard for it. So my parents always taught me that. So if I wanted to be a teacher, I want to strive for the best and actually be a teacher and teach well. So that's
Going along with what she said, I think we're entitled. We should not be entitled. We should have to work for it because same way my parents taught me. They say that you're not always gonna get everything just like freely handed to you. You're gonna have to work for it. So like when we grow up and we're trying to make money, we can't just have somebody just give us money. We have to work for it.
That's good.
I don't feel entitled, but I think sometimes we can understand entitled sometimes. Let's say I do something, but then let's say Nehemiah does the same, like he's doing something, and I feel like I'm doing better, and his parents are letting him do something, but my parents feel like I have to strive for better, but he's getting it. Like, I don't understand. Like, he could be doing something, and I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, my parents, I might have to do more to get something than what Nehemiah has to get. So sometimes I feel like I should be getting that too, and he's not doing as much as I'm doing. So I feel like sometimes entitled is not the word. I feel like we just feel like we're doing enough, but in our parents' eyes, we're not. And we have to strive for more.
That's a good answer. I love that. So with us talking about striving for more and working, come on.
All right, I'm going to take pastor privilege for a minute. I think what you said was really powerful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I want to just follow up a little bit. Some way, and I'm going to speak from the parent side for just a minute.
Go ahead.
There is a certain amount of things we should give you. God gave Adam and Eve a planet with fruit, free food, free lodging. Come on, talk to me, somebody. So you are right. There is an element of give that should be. We did this thing with Christina and Ricky called Temple Bank and Trust. They always wanted to buy something. So I said, here's the deal. We're going to give you a certain amount of money. I'm a big allowance guy, and that's a whole nother sermon message. Because you can't manage nothing. That's my view. How you learn to manage, and you don't have any money, you can't manage that. So people gave them money. I would save it, and I kept a record and had a little book with me all the time, right?
Yes.
My little book. And it's before we have phones where you can write it in there. And so we go someplace, they want to buy a $10 T-shirt. I said, sure, Temple Bank and Trust. You got $60 saved. You want to deduct? I never will forget this conversation in the car. This is Christina leading the conversation. They wanted to buy something. They were in the back seat talking about what they want to buy. I said, fine, Temple Bank and Trust. I'm driving. Christina, see, every time the children want something, you have to hear Temple Bank and Trust. I think the parents ought to buy something sometime for their children. Don't you, Ricky? I said, do you think we're not in the car? Where you think we at? I'm just saying. We do owe you some things, but God bless you. I'm done. All right, bye.
I love it. Oh, man, that's so awesome. That is true. And like he said, Temple Bank and Trust, that was our gateway to getting what we needed, what we wanted, per se. So with all of the conversation about everything that we talked about, working hard and some things that our parents should actually sow into our lives, what does it take to inspire you?
my parents, because I see them on a daily basis, and to see them work for what they do as a living, to put food on the table and clothes that we wear, it's just amazing. So they're my role models in life. So.
I love it. Awesome.
To inspire us, usually, sometimes, well, for me, it's the The work ethic. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
So when we see something that we want to be, like maybe, I don't know, a lawyer, we'll see not just like them being a lawyer, but how they got to it, and we'll want to do what they're doing to get to that point.
I think what inspires me is when I see other people have favor because of what they're doing. I think one time we had a membership thing, and Miss Gia, she told us that people have favor, and sometimes we don't understand why they have favor, but it's the relationship that they have sometimes with God. And when I see the favor that they have, it inspires me to want to have the same relationship so that I can have that favor too.
Amen, amen. I love those answers. And so, parents, those are the answers to the courageous questions that you have for our young people. And so hopefully those answers are good enough for you. And give them a hand. They are speaking their truths. I'm a firm believer that you got to go home and let them talk. Just let them talk. Let them pour out their heart. Let them speak what's on their mind. That was the great thing about the relationship that I had with my parents, is that we communicated. So don't think just because they're too young they can't talk. Sometimes they may say something that you don't agree with. True. But I think that it's important that we hear them and we allow them to speak their heart.